Ahoy boys, welcome back to another Greg Inglis Beer Pro episode, and something a little different. I had no clue this was a thing, but we are in our first game of the Challenge Cup, and our first game in the Challenge Cup is against the Newcastle Thunder, or Newcastle City Thunder. I gotta be honest here, I have no clue. I don't know anything about this team basically. I did see Matt Wright in there though. But the only thing I know about this team is that Mr. Luke played a career mode with them. Was it in Rugby League Live 4? Can't remember. And I also know that they're not a Super League team. They're, I think, a Division 1 or Division 2, whatever the tiers are underneath the Super League. But yeah, the Challenge Cup, I did a little bit of research on it, and I'll read out what I found here. So, the Challenge Cup is a knockout rugby league competition organised by Rugby Football League, held annually since 1896, so a lot of history behind it, with the exception of 1915 to 1919 and 1939 to 1940, due to World War I and World War II respectively. And that's a fair bit of history behind the Challenge Cup. It's a pretty dope concept when I was reading up on it, and it involves the three leagues. It basically involves all the leagues there in the Northern Hemisphere. The Super League, the Championship 1 and Championship 2, I believe, are the other leagues. And they just pretty much play each other in a one-game knockout type of thing. Winners progress, and the finals played at Wembley Stadium. I've probably watched a game of it in the past for sure, but I didn't know what the trophy was for. And apparently last year, the Warrington Wolves were the champions, so a bit of pressure on our shoulders here to perform well as we take on Newcastle Thunder in what should be a walk in the park given the stat differential, as Anthony Galling looks to power his way over. And I think he's got this one down. We'll see in the replay. Yep, and he gets it down with ease. I don't know if you can see it, but we get the green lights anyway, and Ratchford will convert. Tell you what, this stadium, KCOM Stadium, I think, looks pretty hectic as we put on a huge hit. Should expect to see more of that during the game. Like I said, the stat differential will play a big role in this match, but I think for the most part we should be good. We should be able to run all over them. Whether we can keep it up all game as we call for it remains to be seen. On the 20, Woodop just taking it to the line. We're going to go for a little short side play here as we call for it on the edge, and we get clipped in a high tackle. Interesting. Perhaps a little frustration there from Newcastle, or just the ill-disciplined straight out. So we finally find the line, and we're just going to hover here and insert when necessary. Man, I gotta say the stamina is terrible in this mode. We should be able to score another try here. Almost caught for it there off Cooper. Oh, they give away another penalty. The ill-discipline from Newcastle, inviting us to score more points. As the time ticks away, under 10 remaining. And it goes to Cooper, who fends off one defender. A bit of a breath of fresh air seeing the boys breaking tackles all of a sudden. As Woodop tries to go himself, plenty of running in him. We call for it back on the inside, and the defense holds up. We even get driven backwards in the tackle. So they go back to Woodop again, just taking it to the line. Suspicious tactics from Woodop. It's like he has to score a try as we call for it out wide, and we slice right through and get the try untouched as we extend our lead 10-0 heading into the break. Looking at the halftime stats, and it's pretty much what you'd expect. fully one-sided, 78% possession, 7 from 8 completions, 1 error. But let's take a look at our own stats here. 13 runs for 129 meters. Surprisingly, not as much meters made, given how much time I had with the ball in hand. Our left edge hasn't really seen much ball, as Widdop has pretty much taken control of the match. As Latu makes a break through the middle, gets out of another tackler, gets out of a third. We call for it back on the inside, but it didn't even go to us. It went behind us. We would have gone straight through, but we will go for a scoot anyway and break a couple tackles while we're at it. On the fourth, and back to the right they go as Gareth Widdop ends up dying with ball in hand again, 5th and last. Austin slots over to the right. Doesn't go to Austin. I don't know who that was that put the bomb up, but it was a terrible kick. We are definitely bombing a few tries. And that was an awkward fight for the ball with Austin, and I think it was Galling that ended up putting that kick in. But anyway, we're back in attacking position outside the 10 with 2 tackles up our sleeve. Austin goes wide to Ratchford. He sends it back in field. Not too sure what they were going for there. It didn't even look on. But on the last, we're going to call for the grubber, and we dive way too early. Forgettable. Jesus, what a forgettable half of footy. I don't know what went on in that second half, but man, it was terrible. If it were against better opposition, I think for sure we would have been punished, and we may have even lost the match, but thankfully it's against a low tier team like Newcastle Thunder, and we walk away with a dub here in the first round of the Challenge Cup. Unconvincing, I must say, but it's back to the Super League in the next episode as always. If you want to see more Rugby League Live 4 content or more content in general, be sure to run it straight at that like button. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.
No love for me, no love for me. You ain't get no love, I ain't showing no love, I don't go for free. Not get no love, no love for me, no love for me. You ain't get no love, I ain't showing no love, I don't go for free. Check it, on my mama, I'm on the climb, ain't no Miley Cyrus.